Initiating podcast download. Prepare yourself. Put on your spandex. Lace up your boots. Wrap your wrists. Hide your razor blade. Head to gorilla position. Grease up your hair. Apply baby oil. Okay, apply more baby oil. Get into gimmick. Keep your ears open and your mouth shut. Have fun and be safe out there, brother. Welcome to Iron on Wrestling. Now your host, Gregory Iron.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Suck a sick dick and go die, bitch. That's a quote from New Jack.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Iron on Wrestling with Gregory Iron. I'm your host, Gregory Iron. This is episode 246.
Suck a sick dick and go die, bitch.
Yeah, it seems unnecessary.
Pardon the interruption.
Yep.
Aaron Bauer back in the building.
And since I'm definitely in the country and not in Germany, this week we're dropping a super quick episode.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a little bit of a Q&A.
Little rapid fire action for the peeps.
Yes, but if you want a bunch of bonus and extended content, you go over to patreon.com/irononwrestling, where you can see me definitely not in Germany right at the... You know what? Actually, I am in Germany, but I'm also in America because I'm an incredible man. But I'm showing you videos.
You're like Patreon. Rick Rude.
Yes, right now. From Germany, the stuff that I'm doing and seeing, you get to see it first over on Patreon. So sign up for just $3, and you get a buttload of bonus audio.
So you're not worried about COVID?
No, I wouldn't.
On the plane?
Why would I be?
I don't know. That's where it lived, on the
2024, baby.
Okay.
COVID was such a 19 thing.
Okay.
All right.
What are we on to now? Is there something else?
It's
Nothing?
gone. It don't exist no more.
All right, cool.
They got rid of it.
Let's roll.
So, but we are going to answer some of your questions this week on the show. Patreon subscribers get first priority. So that being said, first question comes from Juan Ortiz, who says, if you could do a truck hose segment like Angle and Austin, what liquid would you shoot at the heels in the ring? Boy, that's
excellent question.
That is a good question.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, urine.
Urine's a good choice.
Yeah.
You know, I would pick fecal matter if Eddie Guerrero didn't already do that. He did that with the
I hate when they do shit in the ring.
But you would have been okay with pee.
Yeah, way better.
Okay, I just want to make that clear.
You know, I mean, didn't DX have shit come down on somebody's head? The Spirit Squad or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's already been done. Nobody's done pee, though. So give me pee.
Was it shit or was it slime?
No, it was shit.
Was it?
Or maybe that was on the McMahons. Either way, I'm changing my answer completely, and I'm going with Ecto-Cooler.
If it was still available,
yeah,
I would shoot Redline at them, because especially the old Redline with niacin in it, because then it would also burn their skin. Sort of sadistic of me, you know, but also they would have some energy for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get a truck full of semen, but I think that would be quite disgusting to shoot on someone, especially if someone was like really homophobic.
Yeah, I had a truck full of semen one time. I was driving these guys from the Navy out to out to the bar.
Okay. Justin Bonifield says, you talked a while back about considering / applying to be a writer for WWE. How did that process start, and where are things now?
He's been hired.
Yes, I've been secretly hired and under contract for a while now.
That's why you like the storylines now.
Yep. So I don't know. The process really started. I've talked about it before. Before I wanted to be a wrestler, I think I wanted to do some sort of writing for WWE. It just took me a while to figure out how exactly you do that well. And obviously I had a lot of previous experience working in PWO and, learning TV and stuff, and just, being a fan and someone who really likes logic. I think that super helps with creating storylines that are engaging and compelling. And Vic Joseph was really the guy that reached out to me a couple times in the last year to push me to create a LinkedIn and submit some writings. This past year, a few months ago, when I submitted another writing, it was I got to craft a storyline of any type that I wanted to, and I chose Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. They wanted something from NXT, and I had to write 12 weeks of TV for NXT. And when you do that, you're not just writing like, their backstage promos or whatever, or their matches. You're writing like, do they have are they walking through the parking lot to start the show? And there's the commentator saying something behind that as that's happening. Anybody that they're interacting with to build that storyline, you're writing about those things. Sometimes you're writing in depth about like, is Trick Williams going to have the microphone in his hand when he comes out, or is he going to get in the ring and then be given that microphone? There's a lot of little nuances and things you have to think about when crafting these stories, and little director cues and things of that nature. And so it was an interesting project. I think I did a good job. For me, I think it's just a waiting game. Perhaps maybe I'm delusional, but I don't know. I talked to Vic this past, not this past weekend, but 2 weekends ago on the phone, and he was running some stuff by me for NXT. And it was one of those life moments where I didn't even tell you about this, actually.
Uh-huh.
He gave me a call. I just happened to be around. I picked up. We talked about 25 minutes.
Yeah, I know. We definitely talked about this.
Did we talk about this?
Yeah, in the car on the way to the softball game.
Oh, we did. Okay, yeah. All right. And, essentially, like, he was running some stuff by me, like trying to get some facts down. Wanted my opinion based on my WWE history mindset. And
Nerd.
just wanted to make sure that...
He was like, who's the biggest nerd I could find?
Anyways, that's how the process started. And, I'm hoping that at some point something comes of it. And if it doesn't, then, I'll just unalive myself. It's not a big deal. Right?
Well, you always got the podcast.
I do have a podcast.
Yeah, until you fire yourself from this podcast. So
That's very true.
you'll always be in wrestling and in my heart.
I thank you for that.
All right. Next question.
Let's see. Dean Chard says, I got 2 questions. Favorite finisher? For me, it's rock bottom or the handicap parking. Oh, someone's a suck-up. And would you cameo in a horror movie? I'm currently in stages of making a horror movie. Okay. Well, my favorite all-time finisher, boy, it's a tough choice. Again, like it's kind of like when you ask me who my favorite wrestler is. It depends on the moment in time in my life, right? As a kid, I think my favorite finisher was the DDT, and I think it was because I liked Jake the Snake, but also I felt like if I was a wrestler who wasn't athletic, which I'm still not athletic, I was like, the DDT seems like a pretty easy move to hit. You just fall down on your back and pull a guy's head into the ground. And I figured that out by doing it to my brother on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was the easiest way to know. So it was either the DDT or as a submission finisher, I wanted to do the Boston Crab. And
Mother trucker.
I think as I got older, the Stone Cold Stunner was great and it's easy to do. Again, it's one of those things where you could easily perform it on your friends. I think the RKO / Diamond Cutter, any kind of cutter really is like a great finishing maneuver because it just happens so quickly. I did go through a phase where I thought the Canadian Destroyer was the greatest finisher ever, but that was like 2004 when you weren't seeing Canadian Destroyers every single week by every person and done half-assed. So yeah, I think that would be the ranking for my favorite finishers. Aaron, what about you?
Boston Crab submission and also STF.
Okay. Yep.
And then I'm probably thinking super kick.
Oh, yeah, super kicks are great.
You know, because you just hit it from anywhere. It's the same thing like the cutter. It comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
And anybody can do it to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Kinda like-
you know what
kinda
I hate? I hate the moves that are very contrived. Like, there was a move somebody did called, like, maybe maximum overdrive where you had to pick somebody up and then drop somebody and then only halfway and then go backwards. And, fuck all that.
That's not good.
No.
I remember when JT Lightning used to hammer home in training that a good finisher has to be something you can out of nowhere. And then JT would proceed to hit his finisher on a regular basis on Cleveland All Pro Wrestling. The top rope fisherman buster into another fisherman buster.
Yeah.
You know, standard move that you could hit out of nowhere. Someone would never see coming. Yeah. Also, Dean, yeah, if you're really developing this horror movie, I would love a role. You know, we could talk pay. Aaron, are you in?
I'm in.
Okay. Cool. Josh Excellent says, can I get a smooch? Of course you can, but you'll have to wait till the end of the show. Now, in an effort to try to get better engagement on questions on Facebook, I posted a picture of me and Kurt Angle with this post. Many people are commenting, like Trisha Katarski said, oh my God, forgive me for only knowing him as a meme, but he's a meme. I didn't think about that, and that's wild to think that people just look at Kurt Angle as like, not a wrestler, not an Olympic gold medalist, just a guy who looked weirdly into a camera outside with his wife and kids. That's it.
Well, this whole thing is because, like, my kids know the new Bloodline members.
Yeah.
But they know them because they've seen them in New Japan. And not that they watch New Japan shows or anything, but it's all, like, clips that are on TikTok and shit like that.
That's weird.
Yeah. And, like, they knew who the Tunga Vailoa was and Tonga Tama and those guys. They knew him before I knew him. So,
going back to Dean Chardy, you say, would you want to see any TNA crossover? Maybe a little Scottish man, and there's a gif of Joe Hendry.
Oh,
listen,
yeah.
that's the only guy
That's
I want to
awesome.
see from TNA crossover into WWE.
Yeah.
And I feel like now that we have this TNA WWE Forbidden Door open, I think it's very, very likely that sometime in the near future we get Joe Hendry. And you know what? I believe in Joe Hendry, and I think it's going to happen. What say you?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay with that. I love Jordan Grace in WWE. I think that finish was a little screwy last night, but I loved her match with Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Roxanne should be on the main roster yesterday.
Yeah, or she can continue to be the anchor of that women's division right now. You know, I'm okay with that. I like a strong woman as the champion, and that's what she is. She's and then, did you see the segment they filmed with her and Punk backstage?
I did see.
Yeah, see, so she's got
called
it
him
all.
a hypocrite.
He is.
Oh, you
I
think
guess.
so?
I
Huh?
don't know.
John Yanchek. This might be more geared towards you, Aaron. Don't know if I'm too late to get a question, and you're not. And this might be a weird one. I used to manage a store in Portage Lakes. A customer claimed to be a wrestler named Green Hornet. He had a car that on the hood said WCW United States Champion. Now, I was a hardcore WCW guy, and there was no Green Hornet who was U.S. champ. What's the story on this guy?
My guess would be this guy bought himself the first replica belt that was made available on eBay, which was the WCW United States Championship. And that guy probably bought it for himself and then masked as the Green Hornet U.S. Champion of WCW.
Well, now I feel like I want to find this guy. I mean, he's got.
I have zero desire.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you look up Green Hornet Wrestler on Facebook, please?
No, I don't want it to come up, and then everything I look up, the Green Hornet will be on.
I do. Please look it up for
let's
me,
look
because this has got to be a real person, right?
I'm sure it is.
I mean, that's crazy.
What's my code to get into my phone?
More concerning than the fact that he might have a WCW United States Championship belt is the fact that he took the time to have put in some form or fashion on his car the words WCW United States Champion.
Oh, yeah. Here he is.
You found him?
Yeah. He enters the political ring and runs for Ohio governor.
Can I see a picture of him, please? So I can describe him properly? Come on. Okay. Oh, wait. Whoa. He's real fat.
He's like Bundy-like.
He's listed as ex-professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Now I'm even more intrigued. Now I need to see real photos of him
In the ring.
as the Green Hornet. John Yanchek.
Oh, I said he looks like Bundy, and the very next picture is King Kong Bundy, and it says he's running wild with ex-professional wrestler Green Hornet.
Oh, boy. This might have taken us down a bad rabbit hole.
I don't even know if "tooken's" a word.
Tooken. It is.
There's his car.
Wait, what?
WCW United States
Please show
Heavyweight Champion.
Show me. Did he put heavyweight?
Yeah.
Of course he did. What is this? Ex-professional wrestler enters political ring, runs for Ohio Mayor Alan Ashworth, Akron Beacon. Oh, wait, is that the writer? Yeah, that's the writer. Barberton. So it's not Steve Brookins happens to repeat the success he won. So this is okay. John, I'm going to do more
Let's
research.
find this guy and get him on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to do more
Steve
research.
Brookins.
Yeah, make notes of all this, Aaron, because we are going to follow up on this.
He's the former champion of a league.
Of the what?
Of a league.
Of a league of wrestling. Okay, cool. Toby Tobias asked, who would win in a fight between One Man Gang and Akeem? I'd like to pull for One Man Gang. I really would. But I just feel like the fact that Akeem was, born out of like a magical ceremony in a dark alley, I would have to give Akeem the advantage. Plus, he's got Slick in his corner. I just feel like...
I'm sorry. I'm looking at this article on this dude, this Green Hornet. Even though he's running for mayor, he's working part-time, full-time at the Barberton Speedway.
What?
For 44 years, he's been
The
working.
gas station.
Maybe it's a racetrack.
Okay.
Maybe it's a gas station.
Wow. Tim Fairbanks asked, if you made a modern-day DX, who would your 5 members be?
That's really good.
That is a good
A
question.
modern-day DX.
5 members. Well, you would need a China, so you'd have Jade Cargill.
Nah.
No,
No, I go Jordan Grace.
she's not on the roster, sir.
Oh, I didn't know I had to. There was rules to this game.
Well, I made rules.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I'll go with your picks.
Yeah, that's right, bitch.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going with Jade, and then Finn Balor.
What?
No?
No.
Okay. Drew McIntyre is the leader.
You think Drew's leader?
So far, he seems like he's good on the mic lately, and
Wow,
he's
you're
edgy.
not going to pick DIY?
No, they suck.
What?
Nice guys.
They have DX colors.
Sometimes, most time it's blue and yellow. That's not a DX color.
Tommaso wore a SmackDown shirt on Friday, and I was like,
Yeah.
why are you wearing just a SmackDown? You really love your brand now? Like,
Hey, company guy.
been here like 3 or 4 weeks, and you're like, you know what? I'm kind
He's ready for the Survivor Series.
I'm feeling this Friday night thing. Okay, I could see Drew. Drew's kind of a smart ass now. I enjoy it. A little bit of Drew McIntyre. Who's his sidekick, though?
CM Punk.
No. No, they can't be on the same team.
Okay. Give me the dude that's in the faction with the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
I really have to think about this because I feel like I would want to book this well. I don't want to just say random guys.
No,
I
want Braun Breaker.
I would. He's not going to be in DX.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop picking people because every time I pick somebody, you tell
He's
me
not
how
gonna
they can't be in there.
Why though? What
I don't know. Well, you haven't said anybody.
I said Jade Cargill right off the
Okay,
bat.
there we
Muscle,
go.
Boom.
We got Jade Cargill,
I'm
and
booking
then
it
whoever
to-
else you want.
I'm booking it for the.
Okay.
But why? You're just saying names.
I don't know. I said rapid fire. All I was doing was naming off names. I didn't know we had to go into
I'm going
it.
to fight you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to fight you right now.
Very pick. Say somebody.
Bill Black.
Yeah. I like him. I think he's an excellent addition.
No,
Next
you don't.
question.
You just lied.
We have to do this rapid fire. I don't know if you get the concept. You're just naming. Bam, 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 bam. What comes to your head? So if we were going to examine it, we'd do a whole fucking episode, but we're not.
Put a tag team in that would be
DIY.
No,
They're great.
I don't like them.
Okay.
I don't like them because you said you don't like them.
All right. I love them now because you want them to be in it. What do you want? Awesome Truth?
I can see R-Truth in there.
Yeah.
Not Miz, though.
Who would be the X-Pac?
You would need someone that like is
Dom?
No. Yeah.
Finn Balor?
You know what? Maybe a Dom.
Oh, who's somebody that gets it done in the ring, and then you could throw anybody in there with them. See, that would probably be Johnny.
Yeah, but also, you know what? I feel like Dom is like a guy that like.
Oh, Dom is
like,
really good.
Yeah, he's not like X-Pac level good, but like he's really coming to his own.
Andrade? Could you see him being in there? They're not doing anything with him, really. Oh, I'm sorry. He's the speed champion.
He is the speed champion, yes.
Okay.
Which he will never have on TV because it's X exclusive.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, yeah, DIY. They could be our New Age Outlaws. That's fine.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre, Jade. I would say Dom.
Okay.
Dom, right? That's 5 members.
We got it. Next.
Let's see here. Eric says there was supposed to be a Jake versus Hogan feud, but supposedly Jake was getting cheered more than Hogan. How would you book that? I feel like that's much more than just a rapid fire answer.
So Jake was the heel, obviously. Hogan was the baby face. See, what's intriguing is that Jake is about the same height as Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And, Piper had roughly the same build as Jake back then, except he was a foot shorter. And he was still credible. So I think you could get it to work. The snake, the Jake's snake against Hulk Hogan's 24-inch python.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
That would be the start of it, Hey, brother,
My
you don't know about snakes. You don't know nothing about snakes. The money you grovel will be your own.
Why is he bringing up money?
That's just his promo for DiBiase.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay.
My thing is, without going in too much detail, because then I'm just going to overwhelm myself here. For some reason, because of the cheers that Jake was getting, I feel like if he wanted to, in 87, I think you could have booked Jake and Hogan and maybe, possibly, do a double turn. That's hard to fathom.
Yeah.
So let's say, because wasn't this this was happening after Andre and Hogan, right?
Yeah.
All right. So why can't we do a double turn where we try something different? Or else we're going to get Andre and Hogan again at WrestleMania 4.
So then that eliminates Savage from being Hogan's Mega Power partner, and we never get Mega Powers.
Ooh, boy, that's rough. That's rough.
We did. Oh, put Jake in that position, and it's instead of Mega Powers, it's the Mega Pythons.
Hogan's gonna be mad about that then.
And they're 2 snakes, and they're on clouds.
No.
Speaking of clouds, Juan the Ortiz is a sponsor of the show, right? He could get $20 off.
Oh yeah. Juan Ortiz, yeah, he's putting out some good designs these days, and just all the days that he's ever done this for the last 20 years.
Yep.
He's very, very good at his job. So much so that every world champion in every major wrestling federation has had artwork done, commissioned by Juan Ortiz.
Even all of the champions in AEW, or
not all the champions.
Okay, because they're not.
Because he would have to have 47 guys just on the AEW roster,
Right.
commissioning art from him.
How many clouds would that be?
A lot, roughly 47.
Right. That's math.
Yeah. So, but you know what?
Huh.
You could get the piece of art done by Juan Ortiz if you just message him
Mm-hmm.
at Of the Dead Designs, and you mention Iron on Wrestling. Follow at Of the Dead Designs on Instagram. That helps as well. Facebook.com/Of the Dead Designs, or go to his website, ofthedead.weebly.com, and you mention Iron on Wrestling. You'll save $20 on your first design. $20. So what are you waiting for? Send him a message right now, because Of the Dead Designs is bringing your artwork to life.
And I'm going to tell you what you could do with that $20 that you save from Juan Ortiz.
What's that?
You can take that sumbitch, turn it sideways, and stick it straight into an envelope and send it to our good friend Mike at TNT Health, along with other $20 bills. So that way you could get you a rockin' body like me and Greg.
Yeah. I was going to tell you, you do have a karate body,
Yeah, body karate.
because that thing is kicking.
Oh,
Hiya.
yeah, hiya. How you
Hiya.
doing?
Good to see you.
Thanks, guys.
They have a lot of new products over at
Yeah.
TNT-health.com.
You want to look good naked this summer? Then you're going to go to TNT Health. All kinds of SARMs, all
Okay.
kinds of peptides, nasal spray. If you don't like injecting yourself, if you don't like filling a syringe and pouring that liquid down your throat because the taste might not be so great, I don't mind the taste. I drank fucking shit beer for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So the taste doesn't bother me. But there's a nasal spray, brother. Spray it right up your nostrils. There's powders. You can get you looking right.
Well, I used a protein powder, and it's the only thing that I've ever used that I can mix with water. It doesn't taste like shit. And, of course, love the creatine to help me with my gains, my glutamine to help me with my recovery after my workout. It's a little bit of Zoom pre-workout if I need it to get me kicking, get me sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
So check out TNT-health.com and make sure you use our promo code IRONON, because you're going to save 10% on anything you buy. That's right, IRONON, save 10%. So quit stalling. Go to TNT-health.com right now, because it's about your health today, not tomorrow.
Quit stalling, start balling.
Josh Excellence asked F, Marry, Kill, Giant Edition, Andre Gonzalez, Baba.
Andre, I'd marry.
Okay.
Because he's not around long. Giant Gonzalez?
Yes.
I'd F him. And then I'd kill the other guy, Baba.
What's your reasoning?
For Baba?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the guy that I wouldn't marry or F. And that's the only other option.
Okay. You know, something tells me that Andre would be a nice little marriage.
Yeah.
But also I feel like he also smelled bad.
Yeah, so I wouldn't F him.
I think I would kill Andre the Giant. Also, you know why?
Don't. Because he wore that one strap singlet?
No.
Oh.
Just because, especially in his old age, I think he was just kind of a bitch, and anybody could have beat his ass.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think
And he was coming out with the fucking bushwhackers.
he could barely walk, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I would fuck Giant Baba, I guess, and I would marry Giant Gonzalez, because I think it would be a funny image of both of us in our matching.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
Our matching Giant Gonzalez suits.
I wish we never missed that.
With a bow tie.
Yeah.
Attached to them.
Now, fucking somebody needs to commission Juan of the Ortiz for that kind of picture. You and Giant Gonzalez in your matching outfits on clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Brother.
Wow. Josh Excellence also said, randomly, I just straight up skipped the Harley Race episode of Dark Side of the Ring, mostly because I don't give a fuck about him. Do either of you guys have any strong opinions on Harley? And if you've seen it, do you think I should go back and watch the episode of Dark Side? Well, we know Aaron's never seen it because he's never watched one episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Right. I didn't mind the episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Here's my thing, though. and they didn't necessarily paint it as a good thing, but the thing that you always hear about Harley, when you hear about what kind of guy he was, there's all these stories about him driving like 100, 120 miles an hour while drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
And just no one ever paints that like it's like a horrible thing.
No, they're like, oh, it was the 70s and the 80s.
It was different. Like back then, people couldn't die in car accidents while drinking beer. You know what I mean? Like, what? So
well, that's back when men were men.
yeah, I think also that's back when guys literally didn't fucking wear seatbelts.
Yeah,
like they weren't a
all
thing.
that
Like I saw a news story maybe a year ago. Maybe I showed it to you. Like there's interviewing these guys about how they're about to institute like people. Like it's mandatory to wear seatbelts, and everybody that they're interviewing, like to get their thoughts on, is like some hillbilly fucker. Like sometimes I just get off of work and I want to unwind and drive my car and drink a beer, and why do I gotta wear a seatbelt? And it's like, well, all right, it's kind of self-explanatory at this point, but it's like,
I always felt the seatbelt thing was like the mask thing.
yeah,
You know, it was like everybody was like, "You're not gonna make me wear a seatbelt," and then you just wore a seatbelt, and it's just common.
yeah,
And then the mask thing was like, all we're doing is asking for you to wear it for a couple months here,
yeah.
so we can get through this. And
I didn't mind the episode of that Dark Side of the Ring. Again, like I feel like sometimes in these seasons, perhaps maybe the Dark Side of the Ring name doesn't apply, because I feel like the first couple seasons, I don't want to say they blew their load, but it's like, there are some dark stories, but like I feel like, I don't know, every episode can't be incredibly super dark like I guess you would expect after you do a fucking Benoit episode.
Yeah.
And, you know, honestly, in that first season, some of the episodes were questionably dark. Like the Macho Man one was like, that's really wasn't... Like, even when I say, like, Macho Man had a dark side of the ring, like, can you even imagine what that was? Like, it just wasn't... I don't think it was a great episode.
yeah,
Just because, like, there's not much...
he
dark.
made Liz not talk on the microphone. Look
Yeah.
how evil he was.
Yeah.
And then you hear Liz talk on the microphone, and you go, oh, wait, maybe that's why he locked her in the closet.
I also... It's, again, maybe it's, like, different time, different era, but, like, it's kind of like the Andre thing. Like, I get the intrigue from, like, an attraction for Andre, but Harley, like, I don't know, maybe if I knew him it'd be different, but like I never got into his wrestling.
Nope. Slow,
The
plodding, ugly.
He always looked like an old man to
Yep.
me, and especially
Same.
when I'm first exposed to him, and like, you know, I'm watching tapes of him from like fucking '88 when he's a wrestler. Now I know who he is at this point because I know him in early '90s WCW, but going back and watching him, I'm like, this dude fucking sucks. And also, he does a headbutt that's on par with as terrible as JYD's headbutt.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand why people like JYD, because he does this, like this horrible headbutt. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, Harley just looked like, I mean, and this is pretty accurate, like some guy who drank and smoked at Verley's down the street, the local bar, with my mom that she would talk to at the table. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't strike me as like the athlete of the day.
No, I'm never a fan. And I think that people that mark out for him now and are like, oh, he was so great, is because they feel like they're supposed to say that.
Yeah.
But let's get back to a bar by your house. It's not a bar, but I think it may be a laundromat. And it was called Jackie Chan's.
What?
Yeah, when I was on my way to your house the other day.
There's no way there's a laundromat named Jackie Chan's.
CHEN. Jackie Chan's
Okay, Jackie.
laundromat. But come on, what?
Yeah, that's pretty close to the famous actor.
Yeah,
from
and
Rumble
so
in the Bronx.
Whoever owns it, I'm sure is not named Jackie Chan. They probably tried to name it Jackie Chan, and they couldn't get the trademark. Go for it. Next one.
Mr. Thursday Night said, if you can quantum leap into any wrestler at any special moment in wrestling, who or what would it be? And why would it be when Aaron punched that dude in the butt? Well, you know...
That wasn't a moment in wrestling, though. That was a moment when I went to try to make love to a man's wife in front of him. and she was non-existent.
Yeah, it was just a man by himself.
in
your
one of
response
them
was to
fucking
punch
ball
him.
gag things.
So your response was to punch him in the butt.
His ass was sticking out towards me on a bed on all fours. Man, porno playing. God, I thought I suppressed that memory. Thanks a lot. Who said this?
I mean, I think if you would have asked me in 2006, the pervert in me would have said, it would have been nice to be part of that live sex celebration with Edge and Lita.
I'd have
Be
been-
Edge, but
I'd have liked to have been David Flair when he was dating Stacy Keibler and it had an on-camera relationship with Tori Wilson.
yeah, but your argument was just that that special moment between you and butt cheek punch guy
Yeah.
wasn't in wrestling, and to be
Right.
fair,
Okay. Then I'm going for Chris Benoit when he murdered everyone that night. So that way I could be in his body and I could decide not to murder everyone that night.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a swerve that I didn't expect. Yeah, but would you be able to control his brain? I mean,
If it would be my brain into his body.
your spirit is only in his body though.
Ooh, what's in my spirit too?
Because your spirit enters his body, and then now you have a bunch of CTE as well. So, that's unfortunate.
Okay, then I'm going for Buck Zumhofe.
Okay, keep making bad decisions here.
Well, he had that radio. I liked it.
If I could quantum leap in any wrestler in any special moment in wrestling, no,
Hawk on top of the Titantron?
no, I don't think I would do that. That's
Okay.
just sick, man. You're a sick dude.
I think I'd be, trying to climb down.
You know what? I if we're talking more recent wrestling,
Yeah.
I would be Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. 'Cause that was one
Ooh.
of the coolest moments in wrestling history.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that'd be a great moment.
Mhm.
Plus, I get endorsed by The Undertaker and fucking I get to beat up The Rock a little bit.
I'd probably be Kurt Angle when he won the championship, and I think maybe his family was there, or maybe it was in Pittsburgh or something like that.
Unforgiven 2001,
Yeah, that was a really great moment, and it sticks out in my mind, so I'll go with that one.
right after September 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty beautiful moment.
Mm-hmm.
Only lasted a couple weeks.
It's all right.
It's fine.
Life is moments.
Let's see. Do we have anything left here? I'm trying to look here in the archives of questions. Steve McGinnis. I'm sorry, I can't even talk. Steve McGinnis asks, MJF's return, will it push forward an AEW product that's been standing still in the ratings and pay-per-view sales for a while? I think it'll help the ratings a bit.
They were up this week already.
I think it'll help pay-per-view sales a bit. But I don't think MJF is going to have his... he's going to be the big star that he could be until he's in WWE. And that sounds like a guy who's a WWE loyalist, which I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not. But also, I don't know, man. Listen. I'm down with a little bit of a character change. I think he's kind of done with the scarves and everything.
Flannel scarf, yeah.
Yeah.
Or plaid.
Yes. He's doing the leather jacket thing. He clearly had a Triple H tribute at the Double or Nothing. I love Max. I think he's a great kid. I do think he will help the AEW product, but I guess what your question lacks is how much, and I don't know if it's going to be that much because he's fighting an uphill battle. I feel like there's a lot of things working against him, and it's mostly just Tony Khan's booking. I think that's the problem. So, what are your thoughts?
I think it's provided a bump already, and it probably will continue because I'm always interested to see MJF. But how much and how long? And does he burn out? And in the end of his run before he got injured, he was feuding with 12 people or something.
Yeah,
So
he was in,
all of a
every
sudden
angle.
it was it's a little much, a little too much MJF for me.
It does seem like they're setting him up for some obvious but good matches going forward, like him and Ospreay at some point, him and Swerve at some point. It's just a matter of, when are they going to pull the trigger?
Yeah, he came out and called those people out, but what about any of the people that jumped him before he left? Or Samoa Joe?
Also true.
Samoa Joe turned on him. That was his tag team champion partner.
Yes.
And then his boyfriend turned on him. Adam Cole.
Yeah, well, he hit him with a brain buster. Now they're done.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But then what about the rest of the Undisputed Devils?
Listen, man, I don't know.
Okay.
There's a lot of gaps in logic in AEW. A lot.
Yeah, let's just get right on to the dream matches. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, because that's what draws in wrestling. Just matches. No angles, no emotional investment. Nothing like that. That's not what we care about.
Do you think we could bring back Kurt Angle to work with Chad Gable?
In what capacity? Like a match?
No, I don't need to see them in a match. But maybe Angle leads somebody. Maybe Angle's the one that gets Otis to turn.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could do that.
Could
Could you imagine Angle and Tozawa together in promos?
I'd like to imagine Kurt Angle 2000 with Tozawa.
Yeah.
Promos.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe they ride in with little cowboy hats on.
Oh, boy. Man. Yeah, that could be money.
Will you ever share the video that Stone Cold Steve Austin just sent you?
Eventually.
With Patreon people? At least.
Maybe I could share it over on Patreon. He did recently.
It's a classic, an all-timer, man. I watched it a couple times. I asked you to send it to me privately.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I cracked up. I didn't even show anybody at work today. I laughed so hard yesterday, though. I was in bed with a woman.
Well, I think the idea is, and I could talk more about it on Patreon, I guess, at some point. But there's a lot of things about it that don't make sense. It was not prompted.
Right.
That I got this video.
Because this dude randomly just thinks of you.
He's cutting a promo on me for WrestleMania 40, which makes sense now why that he wasn't at WrestleMania 40. He doesn't even know. He's probably sitting in the ground like, hell, goddamn, I can't wait a couple months. I'll show up for WrestleMania, help Cody Rhodes. And someone's like, dude, WrestleMania 40 already happened, man. Like.
Then he's like, all right, well, then I'll challenge Irons.
Yeah, he just challenges me instead. And he's got drawings from Juan Ortiz that I sent him as a joke. Well, one was serious and one was a joke, but he has them both on display. Yeah. One of which includes me sitting naked next to him with his dogs. And he has this on display in his garage. So when people come over into his garage, they're looking at his wall, and then they have to start squinting at this one drawing that he has, and he's like, "What? Who the fuck is that naked dude next to you with the dogs?"
Well, it's Irons.
Yeah, and that.
But you know what? Also, I looked, and I don't see any other pictures up.
Yeah, there wasn't anything
The only
else.
picture in his garage where he fixes his car, and right next to his gym where he works out, is a naked drawing of you.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
If you want to see the video, it's going to be over on patreon.com.
It's got to be now.
Wrestling.
See how I peer pressured?
Yep, you peer pressured me for sure. Life is weird.
Sure
and, I was having a conversation with a kid from Mega, a kid who cuts my hair now. His name's Christian. And he's just kind of asking me for insight, and he's trying to get out more and get more bookings. And I was just telling him, man, I didn't show him the video, but I showed him that a couple days prior, me and Stone Cold were texting a little bit, and I showed him that, and I was like, dude, this doesn't make any sense in my brain.
Right.
And it's I don't know how far you expect to go. Kid's 30 now. He's got a couple kids, and
Ew.
It's one of the, hey, people are allowed to have kids, man. And I said, I don't know how far you expect to go, but you don't know where you can go if you just try. And there's so many guys that I've worked with, and the fact that I can talk to Stone Cold is weird as fuck. It'll never stop being weird, but it'll also never stop being cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a thing you imagine when you set your sights on being successful at something that, because sometimes the goal is like you want to achieve the biggest thing. Like, I want to be at this place making this money, but you never think like, perhaps maybe this person that I look up to will become my peer, and we can share stories, and he can give me advice directly, he or she or they or whatever. And I don't know, it's super humbling. And I actually, I was texting him a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, I've had a match recently I want to send to you, want to get your feedback. Because I actually, of all the things that I talk with him, I never show him matches.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm really fucking up by not doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like just tear my shit apart, man. Like, I mean, I know I've talked to him personally, and he's told me, like, I think for you it's just time. Like, there's nothing that I see that's wrong. But I want Stone Cold to tear my wrestling apart because he was one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
It's weird that I have the ability to do that, and I don't know. I'm thankful for it, What are you thankful for? Give me something, Aaron. Let's leave this on a high note.
Like in wrestling? that
Just
I've
in
been
general,
able to
man.
do?
Yeah, you know what you should be thankful for?
Huh.
We just talked about it a couple weeks ago. You're fucking, you raised a nice grown-ass man now.
Yeah.
He just graduated high school. You got good kids.
Dude,
You're on the right
that
path.
kid was in promos with Ethan Page.
He was.
And Ethan Page just main evented the NXT Premium Live event.
He did.
Yeah.
Meltzer was like, he didn't shit on that match, but he was just like, oh, it was just a basic match. And like, it was fine, I guess. It was almost like he was like, oh, it doesn't work for Tony Khan anymore.
I
So it was
just
like,
felt the same way.
it's okay, I guess.
I wonder if other people are thinking that too.
The finish was fine. I mean, just like, it was just a big knee out of nowhere. Well, who else does a big knee that he really likes out of nowhere? Kenny Omega?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But he gets like 7 stars. That's fine. Give me some positivity. What do you got?
Oh, just everything. It's wild that this being in wrestling was like this dream, but then I didn't realize that the dream was everything that came along with it, all the experiences.
Yeah.
And the ups and the downs, and being part of something that was fulfilling creatively, having to fight for something that I believed in, that I needed to get, or a storyline that I proposed and that was accepted, or meeting everybody that I've met, you included. We still have a relationship here that we do this podcast every week, and I don't talk barely with anybody in wrestling anymore. Yeah. I don't care to most of the time. So, but that doesn't take away from all the experiences. There's these massage or back cracking chiropractic videos.
We don't got to get into your sexual endeavors now.
The
Jesus
chiropractic
Christ.
video Sabu was on. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see it.
Okay, so it's a guy that does like a 15-minute video on him cracking people's necks and backs and shit like that. And I watched Sabu get worked on. And I was thinking, man, how cool is that I was there the next day after Sabu broke his leg, and he just taped it up and then worked the next day in Lorain, Ohio for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, man.
The only thing he cared about, could I watch his dog while he went out and wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What lives we live. You know what's interesting, too? Like, we've talked more outside of wrestling than we ever did when we were together in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really stopped to think about that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like we were like close or tight. Like probably we got closer in AIW.
We got close when I was getting out of wrestling, I think, more. And then you invited me to Bobby Heenan to meet Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my guy the whole time, my whole life. Bobby Heenan. I got to meet him right before he died. Yeah. The day before he died.
Yeah, he passed away the next day.
And it was right after I body slammed him.
Yeah, you body slammed him, and it was all said and done for old Bobby the Brain. But, yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe that's the best person I met in wrestling. You know, like maybe my favorite, because that would have probably been like the one, like you have like a concert of somebody you always want to see or something like that. Bobby Heenan's the superstar that I would have always wanted to meet, and he didn't disappoint, because even in the state that he was in, he was working spots with us at an autograph signing.
Still trying to cut promos through his wife, and
Yep.
it was what a magical moment. Marty Jannetty was there too, hanging out with us, if you remember.
I don't remember hanging out with Marty Jannetty.
Marty was right there, kept
Hanging on.
randomly. He was having conversations with Bobby, but also kind of kept butting in with everyone else's conversations with Bobby. He just went through a marriage and a divorce and got back together with his wife all within a couple days on Facebook.
Oh, they're back together?
They are, yes. They're working it out, I guess, but he still doesn't like the backstabbers in his life that are trying to ruin it.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate.
Best friend and whatever. Well, we could see why the Rockers split.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I'd like to throw Marty Jannetty through a barbershop window.
Would you like to throw someone in the Chattahoochee River or whatever the fuck, like you did when you killed that guy?
Oh, Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee River.
Went down yonder on a Chattahoochee.
Yeah,
It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Yeah, well, you know, the guy used to sell him weed.
Yeah.
And then one day it kind of came on to him, and then, you know, he had to make him disappear.
Well, you know, sometimes I don't know what to say to that. Well, you've got a flight to catch in about 44 minutes, so
Yeah, well,
we're
no,
gonna
I'm
have to wrap this
I'm
up.
currently there, actually.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in two places at once.
I am. It's crazy how that works. But, hey, make sure you follow Iron on Wrestling on social media. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you download the podcast. That includes YouTube. And follow me on social media. I'm at Gregory Iron on Twitter, Gregory_Iron on Instagram, Facebook.com/TheHandicap. You're on Facebook. You can message me there for pro wrestling, motivational speaking, or seminars. Cameo if you want a shout out from me. ProWrestlingTees.com/Gregory Iron for my shirts, Aaron shirts, Iron and Wrestling shirts. And yeah, I think that's about it. What do you want to plug?
At Vic Joseph at WWE.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my new Twitter handle.
Okay. I feel like you're not going to be able to get that one, but
Oh, okay. Then at Fair to Air.
maybe you could do Vic Joseph, but like make the I a 1.
Okay.
Is that way you trick people?
Yeah.
Start tweeting some crazy stuff.
Oh, man, this is going to be great.
Like Vince just gave me a watch in the back.
Shut
Shouldn't even
up.
be here, but he's here giving me a watch.
Dude, watching Vic call Minchin's match, that was great for me.
Yeah.
Because I remember him working with her in AIW.
Yeah. To
And-
AIW alumnus.
And him telling her, look, this is how they want it done in WWE.
Yeah.
I just got back from Europe where I hosted WWE Europe with Trish Stratus.
What?
Yeah.
What? All right.
Since you're back on speaking terms with John Thorne, you're going to ask him about that story.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
Well, that's the end of the show this week, and come back again next week where I'll only be in the United States. Until then, kiss goodbye.
Hey, safe travels.
Thank you, sir.